When humanity declared war on the galaxy, it was not with arrogance or hatred, but with the quiet fury of a species that had finally been cornered. For centuries we had watched from the edges, tolerated, monitored, and mocked by 1,000 civilizations that believed themselves immortal beneath the banners of their great alliances. They called us the children of the death world, primitive beasts from a toxic blue planet that should never have left its cradle. The Galactic Concord had forbidden us from expanding beyond Sol, citing our biological volatility. They called it diplomacy. We called it a cage. When the blockade ships came, sleek, silver, cold as judgment, they expected compliance. Instead, they met silence. For 3 years, Earth spoke to no one. We vanished from the galactic networks, our beacons dark, our colonies silent. They believed we had broken under the pressure, that our world had devoured itself. Then one cold dawn over the Orion sector, a signal cut through the void. Not a distress call, not a plea, but a declaration. To all who hear this, humanity does not kneel. What followed was not a war as the galaxy understood it. It was a storm. Our first strike shattered the blockade over Mars. A fleet of hybrid warships, ugly and angular, built in secret from scavenged tech and desperation. The aliens laughed at first, calling our ships crude and unworthy of the stars, until the first of their cruisers vanished in a burst of magnetized plasma. Humanity had learned their science, studied their tactics, and twisted their rules. We didn't match them ship for ship. We outthought them. We turned asteroid belts into ambush zones, converted mining lasers into orbital cannons, and hacked their navigation relays with repurposed entertainment satellites. Every human ship was crewed by volunteers who knew they would never see home again, yet fought like the universe owed them vengeance. They called us insane. They were right, but insanity was our weapon. The first phase of the war became legend. The Battle of Ceres, where a single human carrier group held off 12 alien destroyers for 11 days. The Siege of Ganymede, where Marines fought in zero-gravity tunnels, using their own blood to mark corridors when mapping drones failed. The fall of Procyon, where a human task force detonated an entire moon to cripple an enemy armada. Each victory came at a cost, but every loss only made us stronger. The galaxy had never seen a species that treated defeat as training. Every time they adapted, we evolved faster. Every time they destroyed one of our fleets, another rose from the ashes, leaner, meaner, deadlier. The aliens had forgotten what it meant to fight for survival. Humanity reminded them. Soon the war spread beyond Sol. The Concord declared total containment, sending over 5,000 ships to pacify humanity. But by then we had allies, unwilling ones. On every world the Concord had conquered or exploited, whispers of our defiance spread. The humans fight back, they said. They kill gods. Rebellions ignited across the stars. Slave races tore off their chains, their leaders broadcasting our battle hymns. The galaxy's order, and built on centuries of control, began to crack. Still, they underestimated us. They thought we fought for territory. We fought for existence. The turning point came at Vega, where the combined fleets of 5 major species assembled to end humanity once and for all. A wall of ships so vast it blotted out the stars. They faced a human fleet 1/10 their size. The galaxy waited to watch us die. But when the first volleys fired, they didn't hit human ships. They hit themselves. Their targeting arrays, compromised months before, turned their own guns inward. Chaos erupted. In the confusion, humanity struck, not with brute force but precision. Our AIs infiltrated their command relays, feeding false orders, splitting their formations. Within 6 hours, the greatest fleet in galactic history was gone. The survivors spoke of human voices whispering in their comms, "This is for Earth." From that day, fear spread faster than our fleets. The galaxy realized that humanity didn't need numbers. We were everywhere. We fought in code, in strategy, in spirit. They could bomb our worlds, but not our will. The Concord fell within a decade. Their capital on Celestara Prime, a world of marble towers and floating citadels, burned under a rain of human drop pods. The footage of our banners rising over the galactic hall would haunt the stars for millennia. Yet even in victory, humanity did not celebrate. We had seen too much death to feel joy. Instead, we did what we always did, we rebuilt. The conquered species expected vengeance. Instead, we offered them choice. The human coalition declared a new law. No species shall rule another. Every world will stand or fall by its own strength. Some called it mercy, others called it arrogance. But for the first time in recorded history, the galaxy was free and terrified, for we had proven the unthinkable, that a single species, born on a death world, could challenge an entire civilization of galaxies and win. Not through divine power, not through numbers, but through unity. Our strength was never our weapons. It was our will to fight when logic said surrender. Even the Seraphim, the ancient race that had once declared themselves observers of fate, withdrew into silence. Their chronicles described us not as conquerors, but as the reckoning made flesh. They wrote, "Humanity does not wage war. It evolves war." And they were right. We transformed conflict into art. Brutal, elegant, efficient. Every human general was a poet of destruction, every engineer an artist of survival. We turned chaos into choreography. Yet beneath the fury lay something more profound. The galaxy assumed we fought for dominance, but the truth was simpler. We fought to be left alone. We fought for the right to exist without permission. When the conquered finally sued for peace, their ambassadors arrived trembling, expecting executions. Instead, they found silence. The human admiral, old scarred eyes like burned stars, and simply said, "The war is over. Go home." They asked what would become of the galaxy now that we ruled it. The admiral replied, "We do not rule. We remember." That moment became the foundation of the new order, an uneasy peace built not on fear but on respect. In the centuries that followed, humanity became both legend and warning. Children across 1,000 worlds were taught the same phrase, "Never wake the humans." Our fleets patrolled the void, not as conquerors, but as sentinels. We had no empire, we had guardianship. We enforced no laws but one. Never again will any species enslave another. Worlds that forgot that rule learned quickly why the stars still whispered our name in fear, but most learned peace. The galaxy entered its longest era of stability, united not by force but by the memory of what defiance could achieve. Humanity, the once mocked primitives, had become the galaxy's conscience. Still, among ourselves, the memory of the war remained heavy. The veterans spoke of the battles with reverence and sorrow. "We never wanted war," one of them said, "but the galaxy left us no choice. When survival demands it, even angels learn to kill." And though the monuments to the fallen covered continents, the stories of unity outshone them all. Stories of enemies who became brothers, of soldiers who fought side by side across species lines. In war, we found a kind of terrible beauty, the understanding that no matter the form or the world, courage feels the same. As ages passed, humanity withdrew once more to Seoul, content to watch over the peace we had forged. Our fleet slept under the dark, silent but ready. Other civilizations rose and fell, whispering legends of the Death Worlders who had humbled the galaxy. Some worshipped us as gods, others cursed us as demons, but neither was true. We were and always would be human, stubborn, flawed, and unyielding. When historians from distant worlds visited Earth, they found no thrones, no empires, only a quiet planet, green again, where children played under the same sky that had once burned with war. And in the end, that was our greatest victory. Not the battles we won, but the peace we built from their ashes. For every star we conquered, we gave back 10 to freedom. Every world that rose after the war bore a monument inscribed with the same words. In every language of the known galaxy, we fought so you would never have to. Humanity had declared war on the galaxy and won, not because we were strongest, but because we were willing to stand when no one else would. And as the centuries turned, our story became myth. Our fleets became constellations and our courage became legend. Now, when travelers look to the night sky, they sometimes claim to hear echoes, the faint rhythm of old engines among the stars, like a heartbeat that never stopped. And perhaps it's true, for humanity was never truly at rest. We remain the watchers in the dark, the sentinels of the possible, the reminder that even the smallest voice can defy the universe itself. For when the galaxy tried to break us, it only taught us how to rise. And in the silence that follows all wars, a single truth endures, carved into the memory of every world we touched. We were never the monsters, only the mirror they feared to look into.